Hey guys, on this episode of TFL Car, I'm gonna show you how to protect your car from catalytic converter theft. I'm helping out my friend Noah here. This car that he has is a 2013 Toyota Prius. He's a little bit concerned about theft of catalytic converters, which is kind of still prevalent because it's part of of course, the emission system, the exhaust system on your car. And it has some valuable metals, and it makes that part valuable. And we're gonna use a product that he purchased to protect him from theft. And this is a little bit of how-to do this. And you can do it in your driveway, just like we're doing today. So let's get started. First, we tried using ramps to lift Noah's car up to get some access underneath it. And then we decided to actually jack it up and put it on stands. We needed a little bit more clearance. And Noah is underneath. Hey, Noah.
Hey, Andre.
So we just unboxed this cat clamp. This is not brought to you by Cat Clamp, correct, Noah?
Correct, no. I purchased this myself.
Yeah, we got it. So you see, so we have like this sandwich clamps, and then they have little holes where you have to weave this cable through. So that's the idea. And then parts of this cable, right, attaches to the car as well.
Yeah, I believe it goes around kind of some of the frame elements, so that just makes it really difficult to sawzall out the catalytic converter.
Yes. So this is kind of the steps. Can you show some of the clamps you're working with?
So the clamps come like this, where they're all hooked together. I've been working on it, trying to get the correct sizing for it. So I took out the clamps and started picking through these different sizes to correctly match it up to the car.
And then these bolts kind of have a special key here as well. So we have a little ratchet, little attachment here. So hopefully that makes it even more difficult. But of course, this video will let the thieves know what's going on.
Well, they give us stickers too, Andre.
So protection, yes. Yeah. So cat clamp stickers. So that's important. So next part, we have to identify the catalytic converters, right?
Correct.
Okay, let's go underneath. So I'm underneath the front of the Prius, and looking underneath, there's a little bit of protective shielding. There's something plastic, there's something metal. And right behind here is the catalytic converter. And I think maybe a secondary one right behind it. So because, you know, we're not Toyota engineers, and this is kind of where the engine is up here, we're gonna try to protect both of these parts because the exhaust system keeps going towards the rear, and there's a big muffler in the back as well. But we are focused primarily on these two parts. We're gonna try to protect those and put kind of a cage around it. Okay, Noah, so you tried to get the right size. How does that look?
I think this is the correct one. I'm going to try the one size larger just to double check. I want to make sure that we are able to tighten this down as much as possible. It seems like there's a little bit of extra room, but that might actually
be okay.
Yeah, it might actually cinch up when you use the screws on it.
Yeah. Because one thing you don't want it rattling.
Yeah, definitely.
So when you're driving and the engine is going and everything like that, you don't want to make a racket. So you put one of the clamps on top? Oh no, not yet.
Yeah, I have one on top and I have the one on the bottom here, which I'm just trying to feed in the screw to make sure that we're in a good place.
Did you catch that thread?
Yep, got it on that side.
Okay. No, wouldn't it be easier if your Prius was had a suspension lift?
You know, that's definitely on my wish list, but I think that might kill the gas mileage on the Prius, which is the purpose of having a Prius.
Well, you don't have to lift it to the sky. You could lift it a couple of inches.
Andre, if you want that to be part 2 of this project, I'm more than happy to see what it looks like.
Okay, stay tuned, guys. We're gonna make this TRD Pro Toyota Prius. We're gonna give it a good lift.
Yeah, and I think this is actually the correct sizing on it. We don't have to tighten it up too much right now because we're going to be going back and forth with cables, so I think we're going to want to have some play
freedom
on it.
Yeah.
But assuming these are both the same size, we have the correct sizing there. So for this 2013 Prius, I believe that was 250. I'll double check it right now though.
All right, so the 250 is this kind of the diameter. I'm assuming that's in millimeters. Diameter of the exhaust pipe. Okay, so we're working on the second clamp, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Oops.
Ooh, watch out! Watch your head. Do you feel like you need extra hands?
You know, I can get this done. I just had it in the wrong position, I believe.
So once again, we got the first clamp done right here, and then basically the catalytic converter is just ahead of it, and we can weave this cable through it.
One of the tricks here is to make sure that the threaded part is on the top, so that you don't, so you have a place to put the screws.
And you would say this could be a one-person job, right?
No, I totally think this is an easy one-person job.
Yeah.
And I'm not a mechanic by any means, but I'm handy around the house, so.
Yeah, so it's not a big deal to do this in your driveway or in your garage over a couple hours of work.
I think they say it's supposed to be half an hour, but with no experience, I know it's going to take us a little bit longer than that.
Twist this.
Well, no, what I'm looking at here is that
it's loosey-goosey.
it's loose on this side, so I think it's going to be a different
Diameter.
diameter on the back.
Okay, so we got the second clamp on the back part of the exhaust system here, and now Noah is unraveling this cable. So this cable should be quite long.
I think is it 80 feet? I'm
Holy
not sure.
cow.
I can't remember what the qualifications are on it.
But I mean, it's fairly lightweight and should be fairly strong. So here's the cable. Getting it going. Wow, yeah, I mean, I believe it. I mean, it's long. It's like 4 Prius lengths. Maybe, let me show you. Hold on. So I got the cable rolled out, and it's really all the way here and all the way going to the car. So what do you think? Where are you gonna start?
Well, I think the key is to start on the top. That's going to be the hardest place to get to. And just weave it through. I'm assuming these first ones are going to be the hardest.
So did you get it in one of those holes?
I have it in the first hole. Now I'm trying to feed it past all of the car parts.
And we probably have to go forward a little bit, right? With that cable.
Feed it through there, and maybe if I pull this down a bit the first time. And go through it.
Can you go maybe above that shield, Noah? Like inside?
No, I think you were suggesting this one, but which could be a good place.
But can you feed it through the shield? Like, no, just above it so you can go forward somehow. Yeah, like that, above it and down below, and then you can go forward. Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah, what do you think? And then...
I think the key is just to make sure it just wraps around as many things as you can. But this thing is paper thin. That's not going to secure it.
No. So you might have to go through that suspension component hoop on the front. Okay, so through the magic of video, after what, 20 minutes of working, Noah and I, actually Noah mostly, he weaved this cable carefully underneath the car. So we're using this suspension component right here. We made sure not to pinch any of the cables and also not to go around any of the moving components like this A-arm down here. So we did not touch the moving components, and we weaved, well, Noah wanted to be Spider-Man, and he really put a lot of twists and turns into this cable, attached it to this brace. So now we need to tighten these bolts. You can see one of the bolts right there. This is on the rear section, and then the front section. We need to tighten these bolts over here as well. And then we also have zip ties they provided to actually make sure that these cables are not hanging down too far. So we're gonna secure them and then secure this and maybe have to cut it because we have some extra cable. So yeah, so now this should make it a lot more difficult for anybody to steal this catalytic converter. People steal them to melt them down for raw materials or resell them, but that's just not cool. And a lot of these Prius cars are actually one of the victims of this.
So we're still going to have to go back and loop a little bit of this more through, but figured we would tighten this up first.
So we're using the key provided, right? It's kind of a special Allen wrench.
Yep.
And special size, so technically it will be hard to match up and undo.
And then
and the most important thing is we don't want it to rattle, right?
Yeah, we'll have to turn the car on and make sure nothing makes any rattling noises.
Okay, we're wrapping up. Here's our final web I want to show you. So you can see we went back and forth quite a few times. And yeah, now, Noah, I think you have a Mad Max Prius.
Yeah, definitely an upgrade.
So, final check. Noah, we need to start the engine and see if it rattles, right?
Yep. Make sure none of the cables are loose.
Okay, so it's going to be electric. Can you rev it a little bit?
I don't hear anything from there. So
No,
I think
nothing.
we're good.
So I think that was a good job. All right. So final question. I think people are wondering, how much does this cat thing cost?
I got it online for around $180.
So So $180, a couple of hours of time.
A couple hours of time. Probably, you know, if you're more mechanical, maybe half an hour to an hour, but for someone who doesn't do a lot of car work, 2 hours.
Well, yeah, but we were in the driveway. Like if we had a lift,
Yeah.
we probably could have done it a lot faster. So yeah, and plus we got to spend some time together.
Yeah, no, that was great.
There you have it, guys. And as always, alltfl.com is where you can find everything automotive online.